A word like scene,
Or-
it's to hear people misuse that word 75 times every day. It's like, forget about it. It's now just that's what has become normal.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Teachers are sitting there like grinding their teeth on some like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? But the way they're out here using scene, I just seen this guy yesterday. Oh, I seen him at the airport. What? When did scene be like? What are you guys talking about?
Scene. I think if there's one,
that's the worst, bro.
That's a bad one.
So
man.
if we're saying this is kind of conversations, right? I literally was writing in a journal and I wrote something. I wrote nodding in replace of not really, just to fuck around with myself. Like, yo, what does it really take for me, since we're on this platform, for me to come up with this is going to be my challenge? And it just fucking worked so perfectly. I was going to be like, if you had to create a word, right? Because we're talking about pause and how it comes from Harlem and how they made it like whatever, right?
Yeah.
What would be the word that you try to... You got a bunch of words? Well, I got that. I got that 100%, which is also perfect.
No, but there's like so many words that I remember from back in the day that I wonder if people in New York were using, like jubby. Yeah, that's my jubby. Were those guys over there? Were those guys looking at us? Oh, I got that word from Canada, like from Toronto. Like that's
the only one that
Toronto man.
They would never give it. They would take it and run with it, but they would never be like, "Oh, I got it from Toronto." But
doesn't everybody say ting? Like oh yeah, like in reference to Toronto.
But there's been. What do you mean? Like a Toronto? What do you mean?
That's not a Toronto.
No, that's not a Toronto.
But they always say whenever I'm in Toronto.
I mean, this goes back to the conversation we had that very first day when we were talking about like the influence that we as West Indian people have on the culture overall.
I get that. Okay. So you're taking it even further back. Okay, fair.
Yeah, because that's not a Toronto thing. That's
him being. But you this is actually beautiful because you see how you automatically know that, but I'm like I don't associate it that far back. Well, even though I could now that you said it.
He's a West Indian descent too.
No, I just never really. Yeah. So
so
going back to what I'm saying,
like jubby's a word that I never heard from over that side.
Yeah,
it wasn't until I was in Canada I heard the man I'm talking about. And when I go back to Jamaica, that was never the language. Like jubby, you talking about like? But there's been so many words that we've used.
Chubby,
but there's so many from back in the day.
I look at like, yo, that's healthy amount of weed. Like when you say healthy,
bear.
Yeah,
beer things. Yeah, that's like, that's one of the ones that like.
Okay, so
that's West Indian.
Yeah.
There's West Indian.